Okay, so at the workbench here again on the dung heap. Now today, this is going to be challenging. It's raining out, so I took a little break from that tower that I'm going to put together. But here at the workbench, I have this ratcheting screwdriver, and it kind of works pretty nice. It's the cheapest hunk of crap in the world, and could I buy another one for $10? Do I have another one? I do. But this one kind of, does the L thing, and it's kind of good. And it quickens things when I'm taking apart whatever, small radios, indoor stuff here on the bench. The only problem with this is the detent. This spring goes around here, and there used to be a little ball in there. Now, of course, it wouldn't not be the 177 size of a BB. That would be just far too easy for me to do this. And I thought and thought and thought about how to bring the diameter of this down. And I would have to have a double radius on this, because it would have to be smaller to go through that tiny hole right there, but not fall all the way through in. So a ball wouldn't work. You would need something with a head. So I decided to cut one of these off and see if I can round the cutoff piece right there, that rough edge with the Dremel, round it to allow this to let this thing slide past to go down in, catching that notch right there, and prevent it from falling out. Is this a complete waste of time, even if I'm successful? Yeah, probably. But you know what? Like I said, it's a rainy day, and this is a challenge because it's so small, and we'll see what happens. Plug your ears, because this is going to be noisy. I'm going to try different spectacles. It doesn't seem to be. There we go. You see, it's starting to round up a little bit. No. About that for a background. That help? Again, it's not that I can't afford another one, and it's not that this is even going to work, but it's kind of cool to try just to see if you can do it, because there ain't probably another person on the face of the planet that would even attempt this. I'm thinking that sandpaper I'm using over there is too coarse. I should have another piece here someplace. But I probably don't. Let me go get some finer sandpaper and I'll do some touch up on this. I think this might work. It almost went in there. It's just a little bit too sticky because the head isn't quite rounded well enough. But this is hard to deal with. I mean, this is like jewelry type thing here. I have a feeling this might be a little too soft for this. In other words, the pin may wear out a little quick, but it doesn't matter. It's just when you go to use that thing and the bits keep falling out, and then they fall on the floor and then into the abyss. When you're in the middle of the job and you got the bit that you need, and now you got to go hunt it. Because it just didn't stay where it should have. A whole lot more helpful if this magnifying glass wasn't a complete piece of dirt. There we go. Don't know. We'll see. See what she feels like. Yeah, it feels like. Will she hold? That's the whole deal. Let's see what it does with the spring on it. Well, come on now. Dead in there. Still needs a little refinement. I gotta bring that head down some. Okay. Sticking out a little bit too much and a little too pointed yet. It's catching. What I could do is, well, that's there. Yeah, I'll go get one of my pointed files and get down in there. Okay, how's this for a front row seat? See the little detent right there? There we go. That little nubby sticking out? That's what I'm filing on. And believe it or not, using the screen on the phone is actually better than using a magnifying glass. And see, it sticks out a little too much on this side, so I'll have to file this on the back side of this so that it goes down a little bit and it fits in that down in that curve a little better. But we're getting there. Ooh. Pretty. At this point, I think it's probably easier to lower the water than raise the dam, or whatever that means. Yeah, instead of taking the head off this, I will sand this down a little bit. I'll lay this out right here a little more. But what I might do is expand the size of that hole a little bit, taper it. If I can find something small enough to do it with. Oh, you know what? Aha. The trusty Dremel. See what that does. Look at that. Now, of course, when I open this hole up a little bit, it's going to bring that little, whatever that thing is, button in a little deeper. So I may have to file it off a little bit more. But just to get that to sit down in there a little bit so that collar stays a little more flush. So after a little more whittling on that and hand sanding, I got it. So now that shouldn't fall out and you don't have to chase the pieces. Now it's a little bit wobbly, see right here, but that won't matter. It'll stay in place and this will stay wherever I need it to be, because if you ever worked on anything and either lost a bit or a socket off the end of an extension underneath the vehicle when you were working on it, you know where I'm coming from. So I guess let me pick back up just a little bit. Whoa, what happened there? Change that. There we go. All right, well, I guess that's it for today. Just spent 3 hours on something that isn't really worth 10 cents. Well, no, that's a lie. It's usable, but I mean, I don't know, $10 tool. All right, thanks. So back at the microscopic desk again. All right, a video I just made on fixing a detent on a ratchet driver. Takes different bits. I came to a little problem as with these. This is my whatever, you could call them a jeweler's loop, but they're not really. They're just loops. They're magnifying glasses that hook to my reading glasses. Well, the problem is well, here's another set. See that little nut in the end of there? Well, this nut is gone forever. I look, but there's no finding it here. And when you lean forward, oh yeah, don't do it now. Okay, well, there you go. But the other problem is, I mean, this thing, I have nothing. Well, I don't think I have anything. I would never be able to find something to replace that anyhow. This is so tiny. And I thought about maybe just using a hard piece of plastic and heating it and sticking it through there, which would create threads or whatever. But what I did do, and it worked, don't know what gauge wire this is. I just sized it up by eye. Alright, now let me assemble the parts. Okay, we got a spacer, we got a lens, we got another spacer. Do one up and one down. Yeah, that way I'll know which one is what. Well, this is hard to do from the camera. Watching this on the while watching this on the back of the phone. Sobriety check. Oh, okay, there we go. All right. See the little nubby sticking out there? Let me back this down a little bit so we can push that on a little more. Right there. Here. I probably should cut a little plastic disc out for on this as a washer, because this is kind of rubbery and it might grab a little something something. Or maybe it won't do anything at all. You know what it is? I'm going to look over the camera this time. Yeah. This is crazy. I just had this working. Backed it up. Take a little tension off of that. Alright, now I guess these will work. So if you need something in a pinch on a tiny screw, that was a piece of insulation off of a copper wire. And that's it. Thanks.